So today's class is all about we have to see these historical patterns in our friendships, in our relationships. It's beyond the gender I'm talking about, but it was very much genderized in certain ways that lot of males have these energies, or people who play that role has this energy that I have to provide, I have to be a provider. And it does diminish that part when you're totally stressed without having your own practice and without you having that actualization, that you become very stressed because you're running an old pattern that in the historic world it was totally depending on survival. So it puts the space of the female energy to depend on someone to protect her. And so is that male energy have that responsibility. I now have something else to take care of. Uh, and then, but still coming from that limited place of scarcity. And a lot of people, if they're running in this part of their life without their actualization, they attract energies and relationships and friendships to fulfill each other's void or each other's shadows. But in a greater relationship, even it is harder because it challenges you to break from the old system. So it confronts you constantly that we have to elevate ourselves and we attract relationships, friendships, or whatever we are doing to grow and hold each other, but also giving that space of independence for them to become who they want to become, who they exercising to become in their own actualization. This is very, very important if you're in a relationship. That's why you find a lot of energies are now people are who independently living within themselves. They have fulfillment within themselves and they will attract, and their energy is very attractive because they're not uh, giving that field of void, or someone needs to come and take care of me, someone needs to love me, someone needs to protect me, someone needs to do this. So that there's a huge energy on the independence, and that independence energy is very loving. If they get into a relationship, they're attracting a relationship to give them the furthermore independence, but then the others are coming into that space of sharing that and growth and the creativity. Whatever you're doing, it's an expansion. It does not suffocate you. Now, when I say suffocation, don't take this into the value of the mind and the theological ways of things, because people might be thinking because they're going through emotion, oh, this is what he's saying. No, I'm not saying that what I'm saying. I'm also saying that look at yourself rather than the other person, why you have these limited beliefs, why you are so reactive, why you have come into this place of putting the blame on the others instead of you growing into that space. So saying that, this will be greater for a healing purpose. This is greater class for relationships because Christmas is coming. It is a greater class also to celebrate the celibacy of actualization that you have come into, that you're quite content within yourself, and everything that the partner or the relationship or the friendships or whatever is bringing is it's a bonus space. It is not a space of responsibility. It is a space of growth. It is a place of you're working and you're getting rid of the old blueprint of all the trauma and the drama and everything that has come from the history or the lineage. So saying that, I will move the camera towards Darren, take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back and elevate the space of the heart. Take a couple of breaths, a square breath, breathing in into the count of four, very gently, holding the spine for the count of four, very gently breathing out into the count of four, maybe pausing the breath for a count of four. So keep that breathing happening very gently, and then you're very gently becoming aware of this space of the relationship with your body at this present moment, relationship into your breath in this present moment, relationship with observing the space of the mind. And you're coming very gently to embody the practice, and you're coming into that transitioning transformation and coming into that frequency. And you're having these relationships to begin with the elements now. Remember, the energy is much more important. Energy of the breath, energy of observation. So there's observing. Now take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back, arms raised onto the ground, palms connecting yourself naturally. Bring the palms onto the namaskar position and resonating with that higher space of the frequency. Take a deep breath in into that space of the heart, integrating the practice into this moment. Twist the spine to the right side, stomach pulled in on the out breath. Now there is a quite equilibrium in this energy. There is nothing to force, nothing to be, back into the center, angel-like formation for us. Take a deep breath in and twisting the spine on the out breath onto the other side. Just observe. Observe. Bring that self-awareness. So there's a psychological and biological transitioning being observed. Take a deep breath in back into the center. Very gently stretch the head and the neck to the right side. Every moment now you're coming into this space of observation from independence from everything. And your energy is quite collaborating from that wholeness rather than limitation. Back into the center, and then next stretch onto the other side. Observe the energy field of the spine. Back into the center. Constant consciousness, and you're operating from this space of totally independent. So there's nothing in the mind about the past, nothing in the mind about the future fears, but you're observing. It's not you're completely pushing it away. You're observing that old patterns are not running you. Back into the center. Now coming to seated cat, breathe out completely, releasing anything that you are holding on to validation from the others. You have given the energy of to the others. Breathing in, tongue roll up onto the upper palate energy, gaze onto the third eye. Very gently push the belly up and allow that spine to come into that space of a very gentle energy, but it's strong. Coming into that confidence of the wholeness. Breathing in, tongue roll up onto the upper palate. Breathe out and fall into the cat. Now, by just consciously coming into the practice, you're on a cellular level changing your physical body. Breathing in tongue, roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze onto the third eye. Now, very gently observe how well this is when you're interacting in your wholeness rather than the brain doesn't say, I have to go to the job, I have to make a money, that old story. Relax the spine. The old story might have some answers for you to say, well, this is what is happening. Just take a break from that because you're changing your networks. You're not running on the same road asking for different results. Your practice is setting boundaries to interact with this level. So it's almost like maintaining a great health in the body so other things don't interact with you. Now, very gently take a deep breath in and bring that left foot into the back. That right hip open. Now observe the energy of the mind. It might just pull you back onto a void. Void. Center yourself. It's about maintaining this, not about going up or down. Take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back. Look up. Breathe out, drop the elbows, fold those palms. Now, even this is a very gentle, small thing. Maintain that, I always say, God in little things or independence in small moments. Just see the choice and the polarity. Don't give in to anything. You're just in this moment. There is nothing. You don't want validation from your completing something right now, from outside or seeing something from a neighboring energy. Just observe. Just calibrate that energy through this breath, through this moment. You will feel the difference immediately after this class. Take a deep breath in, very gently coming back. Shoulders relax. Your palms are kissing the flow. It's hugging the flow. Just observe the energy. Check it. Check it where it is. Checking itself, bringing it back. So mind can go into that neediness. But if you're holding yourself, you're expanding into that space of liberation. From right and wrong, good and bad. Body will tell as soon as your voice will tell whether you are coming from that liberation. You raise the voice when you're not coming from. Your breath is changing. Your shoulders are hiked up into a plank. Stronger on the pelvic floor. This is a very important class because a lot of people, they want to come into a place of healing, but they don't want to do this part of the work. But remember, your thoughts and emotions are also energy field. And if they're contracting, it's very hard to create these new relationships, new person, new understanding. Keep breathing, keep the pelvic floor strong. Left knee onto the floor, right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Take a couple of breaths. Just observe that greater relationship that you have with the breath, you have with the movement. So you are really connecting and interacting to this moment with wholeness. Then nothing lacking in your brain at the moment. Oh, this need to be paid, this need to be attained. But first, it has to be attained from wholeness, not from lacking. Anything you do in life, right? Reaching into the back, touch the floor. Now take a deep breath in, left arm, reaching up to the ceiling. Observe the rib cage, observe the space of the energy field of the heart. Observe, let that connection to the left arm to come into the space of the heart. Listen closely. Allow that body to remember something that you're transitioning in this time. Your energy field. It's reaching into the back. Touch the floor. Drop the knee completely, breathe out to a tap. It's very important to release the tension in the spine because spine takes the shape of the mind. If mind is crooked, spine is crooked. If the mind is coming from the left, you drop the spine. You don't have that regalness. So observe and set your energy field where you want and let the body to transition into that, interact with that energy. Completeness and wholeness and liberation, actualization. Breathing in, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze onto the third eye. Now you have let go of having the same subject survivor. What grandmother did, what mother taught, all that. Your relationship should be maintaining and participating in the evolution on each other, not getting involved with each other. Breathe out, penis lock, navel lock. So in this relationship, what you are with the breath and the body and the mind, you're co-creating. Same is now you're attracting that co-creation rather than codependence on anything and saying, oh, body, you have failed, or breath, you have failed, or I have to now take care of your body, or I have to take care of the breath. There's no codependence here. Create the field. Now relax, give a good rotation to the hips, and allow that hips to free from all that codependency onto the other side. Stretch the spine into the back. Now, there is a conscious level of that evolution is happening. People are not just choosing relationships in involving, and they're meeting people how in a place of a friendship where you can evolve into a better version of yourself other than just the other person's need, and you're using that not to grow, blaming the other person, he needs this, she needs this, but you're co-creating into that beautiful harmony of partnerships. Even it is a new way of looking at your partner, it will be much more in the space of harmony, not just survival, not just fear of losing. Now you're creating into frequency of abundance, unlimited. Your space is unlimited. So release any limitation. Palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Drop the belly, soften the hips, soften the legs. Keep the legs together, elbows onto the floor, extension on the lower back, middle back, upper back, breathing in into a cobra. You're just expanding into that space of what we were talking about. Unlimited self of you, the abundance of you, the actualization of not you as a person, but just as a field. What happened in this very moment? Why is it different from the other moments? Because this moment you have elevate your energy levels beyond survival patterns. Just see your old mind coming into that old story. I need to do this, I need to pay bills, I need to um, go and check that, these, that. But yes, they are all need, but you're going to attend to them on a conscious level. Now your brain is start observing things and energy fields to expand, and you become capable of perceiving, creating that perseverance. Go look into the right side. Breathing in very gently, come back into the center, overlooking onto the other side. Look what happens. Back into the center. Now, all your projects and things and everything in this moment is on a space of co creation, not codependence. Instead of being anxious and stress and chemicals of fear entering into all your cells, what is happening then? Person who doesn't have this practice, breathe out and relax your third eye onto the floor. Now, even as a tool of space, your brain energy is now functioning on a much more higher level of a vibration, a space of samadhi. It's not a space of a quantum field. It's a space of that infinite. Whether it's your creativity is now coming, whether your better version you see, and it shows you where to grow. Now, see, the old mind will come and trap you again. All mind will come and just you will be using the words to vibrate that old frequency. Word is like a mantra, and when you come in the space of trap, not enough, lack, survival, what happens? It's opposite to health. It's opposite to wealth. It's opposite to love. It's opposite to feeling unlimited. Take a deep breath in, arm stretching to the back. Very gently, you can keep the other elbow and reaching the right arm into the back onto the ankle. And then create the space on the lower back and middle back, and left arm reaching into the back and coming into the Dhanurasana. Now, you're not blaming for someone to come and someone was not there for you. Someone to make you feel. Now you're gone beyond those old primitive patterns and you're stepping and realize into a different door. Relax and bring the heels closer to the buttock and release. Release it from the body, release it from the breath pattern. Breath has patterns. It mimics patterns of thoughts. Now you're holding this body in a space of a team, space was not codependent. just observing the resources meeting each other's needs. So that can go to a relationship, that can go to a friendship, that can go to a music sheet, that can go to a quantum field, that can go to creating something unique. Now you're coming even into your friendships and relationships in this conscious level of bringing highest potential. The God is constantly sending these people. What we do is we blame them because they have woken us up. We don't like to be wakened when you're not in a good place. We hate it. Correct? Turning the head onto a side, then very gently turning the head onto the other side. So there is a very gentle energy flow happening here. So just observe. If you need to make gentle adjustments, please, gentle adjustments where the breath can move gently, energy fields can move gently. And you could see that all and everything in a conscious level has come into a co-creation rather than depending. So when you're blaming others, it's that codependency have and it collapses that energy field of samadhi and go into a limitation. In limitation, it attracts fear. In limitation, it attracts scarcity, neediness. Now, when you're coming from that consciousness of wholeness, take the head onto the other side, just for a while, and release any old patterns, old models that no longer serve you. And back into the center, palms onto the chest level, breathing in into up face. So fundamentally, now you're running on a different level of a program, higher way of being, higher way of actualization, a pathway. And it is very much in the attraction of liberation. Breathe out towards the down face. When your knees release your tension, extend your lower back, middle back, upper back, extend your elbows, let your fingers stretch. Feel the palms, feel the heels, feel the whole feet, because you want this energy transformation happening on the body, on a breath level, in an observation level. What is most of you consciously choose to break that old voice, old program that has kept you in the prison. Now, even for someone, the door is open of the prison, they will hold on to the familiarization of the suffering. Much more happier they will wait there and complain and complain and complain. The higher state of being. Now, think about what happens when this comes into the blossoming stage. Left foot into the front onto the pigeon pose, shoulders roll back, opening up. You're not just gently moving into the posture. Every moment is liberated from the other moment. Every moment does not need the neediness, the stability of what was in the past, not the drama, not the stagnation. You're literally getting your energy to evolve. Your biology is changing, your psychology is changing. You have this higher level of liberated emotions. Now imagine what is your attraction from the galaxy for this admiration. Doesn't even have to use words. Shoulders roll back, open up the throat, strengthen that neural network, that very gently bring into harmony. And from a liberated breath, gently drop on the out breath, elbows walk. Now, really, really sweet, because that neediness that stopped the growth must be on a corner level under the window pane, corner level of a doorway inside that body, still stagnating, still stagnating. So use breath, use the energy field, and really move that stagnation away and maintain this beautiful healing breath understanding of a higher state. Now, your field that I was talking about will attract or allow the relationship to grow and resonate on the same level of the frequency. It will have these early stages of tantrum, don't worry about it. Your whole system still might want to kick in after the first couple of days of the honeymoon, because all patterns comes from that neediness, comes from that drama. But very gently observe, even within yourself. But you might see it on the other person, but it is something that you need to work on. Now, I want you to spend some time so that all self is breaking down or become more weaker. But it has been replaced by something much more conscious, much more transformative, higher level, liberated level. Take a deep breath in and very gently coming into a plank, strong on the pelvic floor. Hold this plank and let the breath and the movement and the holding to become the expansion. Elevate the space of the heart and very gently release the tension of the fascia around the heart and the brain waves and let it produce the shift energy. Now, even epigenetics have explained this, even your DNA begins to express itself differently. It literally means you have become a different person on a biological level, on a psychological level, on a spiritual level, right beyond the flow. Left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Take that couple of deep breaths and allow the space of the heart. Left reaching into the back, touch the floor. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Now let this breath respond to your energy field, whatever the energy field from. Maybe it's into the cells, maybe anywhere resonate on a different frequency. Right, reaching into the back, touch the floor. Drop the knees, completely breathe out to the cat. Strong on the pelvic floor now. Breathing in tongue all up on the upper palate energy goes onto the third eye, so all the neural networks begin to weaken now. Now, who supports these old patterns? Your screaming, your unsettlement, your drama. Breathe out, penis lock, never lock throat. Lock. Now, when on an opposite level, these lower levels moves into a higher level, The gratitude comes, appreciation comes, but it's not need of admiration instead of attachment, inspiration instead of respiration. Let that body and the brain produce new energy field of chemicals. These are stress chemicals. Breathing in time roll up, put energy gaze on the other. Now there's growth with expansion, evolution in your heart. Start producing more energy in harmony, brain waves. Back into the center, give a good rotation to the hips, literally getting your gut to move into the space of new energy onto the other side. Psychology is now transformation happening. Biology is transformation is happening on a cellular level. Just observe. This is also very important that some people who doesn't have the practice always need to fix the other person. Now relax on this matter. This is just pulling back into the whole self. Push the hips into the front. Push the hips into the back. Palms facing up. So if you want to weaken the whole neural network, just observe that mind is suddenly coming and pulling you back into the programming on that unconscious blueprint. It can come as, oh, I really need to help this person. This person needs to be elevated. Now, when you're breaking patterns, you also breaking patterns that on the outside world that what you have to do, whether it's an action towards certain drugs, attraction towards toxic relationships, attraction towards all patterns of gambling. Just observe that independence, something sound is happening. But with pain, memory, past memory is when it's released, and if you don't use it, it's a very painful place for the unconscious. Remember, your your body is incredibly adaptable, incredibly flexible, the mind. So you can really teach any program. So now all the belief system is broken past way of about love, about finance, about this, about security. But you know these things never fix you. This is that historical prisoner still being passed on to new bodies, young bodies, adult bodies. Start breaking the old network. Take a moment to observe this within yourself. Palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Crawling, coming into up face. Shoulders relaxed, chest open. Breathe out towards the down face. Now let's leg up into the back. Let's knee onto the left chest. Breathe out. Breathing in, stretching back. Left knee onto the left elbow. Stretch back. Left knee onto the right elbow. Left foot into the front. Take a deep breath in. Shoulders relax. Arms stretch into the back. Arms rest onto the ground. Palms onto the Namaskar position. Now the completion of this very moment, it doesn't complete a moment. You don't have to have a past, present, or a future. You're participating in this present moment. There is no need. There is nothing to fulfill you other than this present moment. Is that understanding? The energy shift from the entanglement into celebration. Come on to the Virabhadrasana and take a mudra of independence. A connection that is transforming. Let the energy expand. It becomes, don't entangle with the other. Gentle arch. Back into the center. Elbow onto the knee. Right arm reaching out. Clench and unclench. Right reaching into the front. Onto the floor. Left arm reaching into the front up to the ceiling. Left reaching into the back and touch the floor. Drop the back knee and hold on to the front knee. Take a moment. Now, a great authentic connections are not created by depending, but whether it's two individual or group of individuals coming together and creating something totally new from a place of liberation. And imagine the energy exchange in this community right now between all of us. Rather than depleting or taking from each other, together we are coming into the space of, on a physical level, space of, on a spiritual level, creating a very powerful energy. Lasting connections beyond these lifetimes. Because we are moving beyond neediness. Take a deep breath in, arm stretch up to the ceiling. Spread the wings right into the back and touch the floor. Into a plank on a stronger pelvic floor. Now you're coming onto a lower plank. Breathing in into an up face. Breathe out towards the down face. Now, right leg up into the back, right knee to the right hip, breathe out, stretch it back, right knee to the right elbow, breathe out, stretch it back, right knee to the left, stretch back, right foot into the front, arms stretch into the back, arms raise onto the crown, arms onto the Namaskar position. Now, if you are leaving everything to the world, to the politician, the world needs to be, you're literally draining and flushing your energy from the field. Entangled with what is right, what is wrong, and your unhappiness stops it. When you are in this moment, when you're in the space of samadhi, you're coming into a place of totally content. When your own energy field, when you're feeling The world is need to be fixed versus you're feeling complete in the state of no neediness. Your energy is not contracted and chaotic. Your energy becomes much more expanded. Take a deep breath in, arms rest onto the ground, onto the space. Did we do Virabhadras on the other side? We did the other side, yeah. Take a mudra and very gently take a deep breath in, arch backwards very gently. Back into the center. Elbow onto the knee. But I'm reaching up to the ceiling. Now this energy that you're reacting from the phone, canceling, creating chaos, now none of that is happening. Now you're signaling and you're moving beyond fixing the world to a true place of liberation. Now your energy fields become stable. What is stable energy fields attract? Left reaching into the front, touch the floor. Right reaching up. Now you're looking at your partner, looking at your friend, looking at all the opportunities of difficulties entirely on a new level. Right reaching into the back, touch the floor. Now there's the authentic, a true connection is happening on all levels. Imagine when two people are coming together, or a group of people coming together in the wholeness, rather than need their heart rhythm synchronizing, their brain waves are aligning. A lot of great things happening like this now in the world, because inside it's happening. Drop the back knee, hold on to the front knee for a while. Bring all that energy into the wholeness. Take a moment. Let that energy fields to synchronize. Get that heart field, brainwave. There is no energy drain now. There is no seeking. There is a celebration. Take a deep breath in, arms stretch up, spread the wings into the back and touch the floor into a stronger plank, lower plank, drop the knees, stretch the spine into the back. Now you're celebrating the space of that independence in people. You don't have to have that community to be exactly the same, but there is a maintenance of that independence. There's a maintenance of celebrating your partner. You don't need someone to complete anyone, but you invite them to alongside in a cellular level, in a physical level, in a poetic level. The body is recognizing of the next evolution. Now, only two independents can come into this space if they are in a space of together. Now the old caretakers all gone, archetypes gone. When equally the energy comes into the space, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a healing, whether it's a project, whether it's music, it is coming from producing a new energy, new connection, supporting that space of, on a hormone level, is shifting the patterns of the stress and the fear into the space of growth, patterns of expansion, patterns of liberation. Now, people are like bees into a hive. They are very attractive to this evolved energy signals, whether it's a man to a woman, woman to a man, or whatever, friendships, relationships. I'm just talking about energy, not as a gender here. An amazing shift happens towards that evolution. So you're celebrating the space of independence. Not that emotional chaos that passed by generations of cortisol, spiking nervous system uh, on the fight and flight, brain waits and constantly wanting that next crisis to happen because it is so addicted to its cortisols, it's so addicted to its fight and flight. If there is harmony in the house, you will break the harmony if you don't have the practice. Let that digest into the space of the cells. Palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Take a deep breath in and very gently coming into the up face. Bring stability rather than chaos into every space. Every space you're growing into. Breathe out towards the down face. Bend the knees slightly and feet apart. Bring your palms closer to the toes. Very gently push the bum up and open up the back of the body. Stay present. Observe the discomfort. Move beyond the old discomfort. Now, anyone who has an amazing emotional balance is very attractive because they don't come from that neediness. They come from the space of celebrating each other, whether it's a group or a partner or a health, a wealth, whether it's joy. Take a moment holding onto the back of the neck and release that level of understanding. Your stress hormones decrease. Now your brain is functioning with stability. What happens if someone's brain is totally on the emotional chaos? He will attract the same emotional chaos to keep himself growing. Now, see, we're talking about beyond the medical level here. No one coming to fill their voids, each other's, solve their problems here. Now, very gently Bend the knees and sitting deeper palms onto the Namaskar position, squatting position. Let the chemistry of the body change. Let the stress hormones respond to this level of the practice. Now, the only challenge here is to rise to a higher level. Not that temporary getting into a higher level of addiction, excitement. But now with your partner, your friendship is just gently pushing to grow away from the old patterns and become the caretaker of the old patterns is no longer serving each other. Now each other inspires to rise to their own potential, not to that old self and be very successful on the old self because there's nothing in that old self. Now that self-actualization is happening. The biggest attraction in the future will be the space of that attraction, evolution, evolve in the fields. Now very gently bring the bum onto the floor, feet stretching to the front. Release the tension of the feet. Bring the left knee onto the chest, left foot onto the left side, right foot underneath. And take a deep breath in. Elongate the spine, right arm reaching up to the ceiling. And very gently go and pass the elbow onto the knee and twisting onto the left side. Take a moment very gently to open up the space that is stagnated and holding and allowing that breath to very gently pass through those things and creating that funnel to move any stagnation. Now you're creating this present moment, you're entering into abundance, completeness, back into the center. Relax. Now change the formation on the other side with your own and creating that new possibilities in this very moment through this transformation, self-actualization, and the liberation has become the attraction. Let everyone take this opportunity on this season to break free from that dependency of patterns of old, going into the same old table to same old, answering the same old questions. I want you to come into this space of this festive season, an evolved version of yourself, not just wearing the best Christmas clothes with the best gifts and bringing your old personality. This is about the feel. Whether you're in a relationship with someone, just celebrating the field of energy that they have given through the years. They are frequency in the present moment. And what amazing things in the future of these fields responding. Letting go of the neediness, greediness, stagnation into the wholeness. releasing the chaos and creating that space of expansion, coming back into the center, coming into very much on a gentle sitting position. You're coming into the place of abundance and completeness. Now let this feel like a magnet attract of the your body is electricity, your heart produces electromagnetic energy. I'll let that energy field expand with each breath and out breath. Let it affect the space of where you're sitting and maintaining that space, you and the space of unlimited presence alone begins to transform that energy of the room that you're going to walk in, walk out, let it expand further than the space of the house, space of the room. Now, there are a lot of frequencies on this level, is responding with the frequency of the field, not just the physicality. The physicality will recognize when it happens. You're coming into the abundance, into this space. You're releasing the lack. Your cells are responding differently. Your DNA is expressing differently, not through your old fears of sickness. Let this practice to be breaking those old patterns and start recognizing the liberation and the self-worthiness. Not as an individual, but as a collective consciousness and energy field. Arms raised onto the ground. Coming into the crown chakra of the energy field. Elevate the emotions into that fascinating space of the crown chakra. Appreciation instead of need. Admiration instead of attachment. Inspiration instead of desperation. Third eye. Coming into that new space, no patterns, no fixing things in the world or among anyone. Strengthening that specific neural network, releasing all the default programming of the unconscious, subconscious, throat chakra. Break free from those old words and patterns of lack, frustration, and stress. Bringing the space of the heart, liberating. Feeling the relationship with the space of the heart. For the energy exchange. Whole new way of feeling. Solar plexus. Importance of this liberation. Connection that transforms from not just our lives, but the very field of the whole space. Navel. With that whole new work to begin. And releasing any destruction in the space of the digestion. space of where the energy is draining. Muladhara, complete within yourself and entering into that space where it recognizes your energy field when you're complete. Arms raised onto the crown. Palms onto the Namaskar position. Liberation to create whatever is serving the purpose of the truth and its actualization. Namaste. So you you got what I am saying, yeah? You got not only on a thought and an emotional level, but you got it on a level of a feel. It's very important that you start feeling things. You go to a room, you start feeling the energy of the room, not from your old pattern, because the old patterns will get you to react. So when you are quite aligned with these energy fields in this space of liberation, you don't want a partnership to protect your personality. It's saying it's protecting your sickness. You want a partnerships that very gently confront the space to release the space, but in the meantime, very lovingly doing it. But love has its phases, and we'll talk about it on another time. Love has its phases. Love is not just romance, love is also truth, can be very confronting. Um, so this season we are ending a very, very much of a learning, like everyone in the universe at the moment, I feel like gone through a, a PhD of life. Maybe you're having a doctorate of life living. Challenging, it was challenging because all the other years put us into sleep. Our finances are okay, my relationship is okay, someone is there, I have a house, I was going through a loop, but it's very sleepy loop. But now suddenly everything is wake. When it's wake, it's a different story. So these classes are very gently revisit them because they do you a huge favor. Not only you, because the field that you're carrying it after the class will do the others also the favor because it will show that you're meeting people in the same level, its frequency. And the others are suddenly drops, and the mind will go, oh no, I don't know what I have done. Let me go to, and it might drag into the old patterns again and again and again and again. So be aware of these things. And saying that I have a lot of water, do some amazing detox before sitting in those tables with heavy conversations and heavy food. And celebrate that Christmas with a level of stillness, level of presence. So you don't have to light up trees, you just bring that light energy and lighting up everyone else. I love you all. Love you, Sylvia. Love you, Liana. Love you, Maria and Sage, Des, and Rebecca, and Liz, and Matt. We haven't seen you, Yasmin. Big hug to all of you. Love you all. Great to see you. Bye for now.